Ooh, good. Hey there, hey there, hey there. I told y'all I was coming back. Told y'all I was coming back. I told y'all I was coming back. I'm waiting. Oh, I see how to adjust my little thing. I don't know why they won't make these things big enough to go around my little head, honey. Because I be having to put two on them so I can make them work. But either way, I'm back. It's Wise Word Wednesday with your girl, Street Poet. Man, here on TikTok, man, I'm going to start going on Wednesdays, man. I got to come and bring y'all a word, man. I got to come and, you know what I'm saying, go ahead and we had to have these little conversations, you know what I'm saying? So talk to me nice as we wait on everybody to check in, wait on my guests to get here, because y'all know what time it is, man. Wise Word Wednesday with your girl, Street Poet, and I will always be bringing on me a guest, you know what I'm saying, an intellectual female. That's right, because it's going to be women, baby. Hold on, I just seen one of the people already. Okay. Let me get my people together. Y'all thought I was coming to play, but I ain't come to play. Y'all with y'all, but I did not do that. I promised y'all that I was gonna come back and we was gonna do a serious question and answer. I promised y'all that I was gonna bring back with me some of my friends. I don't follow a lot of people, but I love intellectual conversation. I love people who have platforms that give, you know what I'm saying, good feedback. So I selected two of the best on the app, man. So y'all listen, ladies. This how we gonna work this, Melanin and Ashley. Y'all, hey, listen here, we live, baby. Listen. Every single Wednesday, y'all gonna catch me right here with Wise Word Wednesday, and I'm gonna bring one of my people with me because I feel like, you know what I'm saying, today is it's a woman's world, man. It really and truly is. It's a woman's world. I mean, y'all don't want to admit it, but we it's us. You feel me, fam? Let me tell you something.
Absolutely.
And one of the things that I
Yes.
love, one of the things that I love the most about y'all two is all I had to do was ask. All I had to do was ask. I was like, hey, yo, I'm going live. Y'all want to come? No hesitation. No, I got to prepare. No, none of that. They was ready, locked, and loaded. So, you know, I'm a firm believer in what? If you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready.
Get ready.
Okay,
Yep.
so with that, you know what I'm
Amen.
saying? So y'all make sure
Amen.
y'all go follow my friends, man. Make sure y'all support them because trust me, y'all will probably be seeing them every other Wednesday right here with me because we stay with some information. Like I told y'all, any questions, any comments, anything that y'all want to ask us, go ahead. We gonna give y'all some feedback, some constructive criticism. We gonna give you. Listen, I'm telling you now. Y'all know the type of speaker that I am. Don't come on my live asking me nothing that you don't want to know the truth to. Cause my friends gonna be just as blunt as me, okay? So if you don't want
Just
to know the
for
truth, don't ask them. Okay? Cause I'm telling you, we here for it today. All right, Ashley, what's going on, baby?
Hello, darling. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well, man. It's good to see you.
You too. I'm
You
so happy to be here.
Man, okay, so I'm gonna start with you. Before I got off the live, one of the questions that they was asking was they wanted to know what to do to stay motivated. What do you do to stay motivated?
Well, the first thing you have to understand is that motivation is fleeting.
Mhm.
Motivation is a feeling. And so rather than relying on motivation, you have to rely on discipline. Discipline is
Ooh,
something that you do. Discipline is something that you do even when you don't feel like it, even when you're not feeling motivated.
yes,
Discipline
yes.
is everything. Discipline is what trumps motivation because when
Mhm.
you are disciplined, then you can understand that you all of the energy that you require is
Mhm.
sourced here. You don't have to go outwards in order to find energy. You have to be able to source it, and discipline is the place where you find that.
Oh, I love that. I love that. Because I tell you what, if you have the right discipline, even when you're down and out, even when life is on you, even when it's over there putting knots upside your head, even when you have that spirit of discipline, I like to call it the spirit of conviction as well. When you know what you're supposed to be doing, you know what I'm saying? When you know what you're supposed to be doing, that discipline will keep you in line every single time. Melanin, I got the same question for you. Tell me, what is it that you do to stay motivated?
um from past events that I've been going through for the past couple of years, I learned it's about the company I keep. When I
Ooh,
say my
okay.
circle is small, small because it could be the ones that love you, that want to see you fail. It could be the ones
Yes.
that's closest to you that want to see you fail.
Agreed.
And
Agreed.
You know, in hindsight, that's what they're feeding off of. That negative energy would kill my motivation. And when I start dropping people like bad habits, my motivation went through the roof. You know, for me, that personally, that's how I stay motivated. I keep an eye out of who I keep around me.
Oh, I
Number
love
one,
that. I
point
love
blank,
that.
period.
I
Yeah,
love that, because that's one of the things that I teach too. It's about, that codependency. I always tell
right,
people that, I'm saying, you will find so much strength in yourself. Everything that you already want, already need, you already possess. And you know what I mean?
right,
Sometimes we get connected to other people, and we start to feel like we need them in order for us to feel relevant, in order for us to really matter.
exactly.
And then what we start to
Mm-hmm.
do is, before we make decisions in life, we feel like we got to go to this person. We got to go to that
Yep.
person. We got to see what they think about it, how they feel about it, before we step out and we do what's best for us. Right. So I
Right.
Yep.
definitely agree. Yo, I hope you guys are some note takers. I hope y'all got y'all pens and stuff out, because when I tell you these two women are definitely going to give you something, trust me, they are. We got a question right here, guys. It says, why do you care? Why do people care so much what the world say? What would you say to that, Ashley? Why do you think people care so
I
much?
Well, I think it's because they have a lack of self. They don't know
Ooh,
who they are, and so
okay.
they're looking towards the world. They're asking the world, "Who am I? Tell me who I am."
I love that.
And because they don't have an identity themselves, so they're
Mm-hmm.
looking outwards in order to source it rather than looking inwards and discovering who they are and who they've been created to be.
Mm-hmm.
They're asking the world, please tell me who I am, tell me what I'm worth, tell me what my value is. And
Yes.
that is the reason, at least in my opinion.
And okay. Oh no, that's fine, and that's what they ask in our opinion. Okay. Melanin, I got another one for you. Okay, so she says,
Mhm.
meditation. Women, that she said something about meditation. What do you think? What do you think? Why do you think people care so much about what other people are saying?
I have to agree with Miss Ashley. It is a lack of self. You don't know who you are, and you live through the lenses and the personalities of others.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people don't like to. They don't like to be. I guess you could say verbally degraded in a way. Like, for instance, if you're a part of the LGBTQ community or whatever, you growing up, you're scared to tell people that you have feelings for the same sex or something that's different from the societal norms, and you know you're going to get that backlash. People hate to disappoint. People don't like to disappoint other people. You're so focused on
Yes.
making everybody else comfortable and not thinking about yourself. I'm a huge firm believer in self-preservation.
Oh
I don't
yes.
care
Yes.
how you feel about me. I
Yes.
don't care, and I can't care. I used to be a
Yes.
people pleaser.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not anymore. I can
Right.
tell you that now, because pleasing everybody else caused so much chaos. And I forgot
Right.
who I was. I lost myself. So once you find yourself and you start to love yourself, self love, you're not gonna care what nobody else got to say. You're
Mm-mm.
not.
No,
It won't
ma'am.
matter, because they're not living your life for you. You have to live for you, and we only here for a short amount of time, and we
Exactly.
don't know when our time is up. Why would you want to live for somebody else? Why would you care what they think? What they think does not matter.
Right. And
So,
you know what? I'm going to say that I also agree with that, because, like I said, I'm a firm believer in, I'm saying, having your own identity, right? I believe that you're
absolutely.
supposed to know who you are and where you stand, whether you're in a relationship or not in a relationship. I feel like a lot of times what happens, though, is when we do get into these different relationships with different people, what happens is you
Mm-hmm.
start to take on the characteristics of those people, because you don't know who
Yes.
you are. You don't know who you
Yeah.
are. You know what I'm saying? You allow that person to convince you that this is who you are. So you start to live up to their expectations, and you start to behave and speak and do things that they want you to do, how they want you to do it. And then when they make the decision that I no longer want to love you, this relationship is no longer beneficial to me, or I'm no longer getting what I want out of it, then guess what? They up and leave. And when they up and
Mm-hmm.
leave, it leaves you broken, it leaves you lost, it leaves you over there trying to figure out, who am I? right? And then
And
that's
Yes.
when
yep.
and that's when you go back to the whole thing of, now I gotta find myself again. I'm just gonna worry
Yep.
about me and my kids, girl. Let me just focus on school. But
Mm-hmm.
had you been focusing on all of that all alone, when those people left or decide that, hey, look, this is no longer good for me, then guess what?
Yep.
You wouldn't miss a beat, right? Because you
Not at
already
all.
know who you are. And I was
Mm-hmm.
reading something today, and it was saying, you should never allow people to come into your life to be your happiness. They're not there to be your
Yes.
happiness. You know what I mean? They're not there to be your peace. You should already have peace, and you should already have happiness way before you attach to those people, because folk wake up different
Yep.
all the time. They wake
Yep.
up
Mm-hmm.
different all the time. If you letting somebody be your peace, and then they decide that they no longer want to deal with you and they walk away, oh, there goes your peace. Your
Yep.
peace is
Exactly.
gone.
Exactly. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That's
So
why when I date, I always tell people, make sure you are 100% whole and happy and at
Yes.
peace with yourself. Because just like you said, what if my feelings do change, or what if something happened to me? I want you to be okay after I'm gone.
right,
You can't
Mm-hmm.
put that all that dependency on me for your mental state as far as happiness and peace. A big portion of that has to come from yourself.
right.
That's a lot of responsibility to put on somebody. Like, you're my piece, and if you dip or something happen, I'm broken. No,
Man.
that's not right. That it shouldn't be like that.
It
So,
most definitely should. And I think sometimes that's a turnoff to some people as well. I think that,
mhm.
sometimes people want you to have your own. I think healthy people I should say that
Right.
healthy
Yeah.
people want you to have your own identity. People that are
Hmm.
already living their best life, already know what it is, you know what I'm saying, out here, they want you to come already knowing who you are, so that you guys can
Hmm.
build something together. The only
Yes.
person that's going to want to deal with you in a broken state is another broken person that
Yeah.
Yes.
sympathizes with what you got going on, and y'all trauma bond together, thinking
Yeah.
that you're growing when you're really not. You're both doing
Mhm.
each other, you know what I'm saying? You're just a disservice to yourself and each other, because you're not growing.
Mm-hmm.
Ashley, you got anything you want to add to that?
Well, I think there was a couple of things I wanted to add to that, that I didn't touch on is,
Mm-hmm.
besides the fact of knowing who we are,
Ooh,
you know, I'm a Bible girl. It's also knowing whose we are. And so
yes.
Mhm.
that is, in being able to develop my own self-love and my own self-worth and being on my own healing journey, part of
Mhm.
that comes with the courage in order to face the things that you consider ugly and broken about yourself, the things that you consider flaws, and being able to
Yes.
develop a
Yep.
relationship based on love that's free of shame, because the
Hmm.
reality is we're always running from our own shame, and that's one of the reasons that we run to outside sources, is because we don't want to
That's
look
true.
ourselves in the mirror, and we don't want to
Hmm.
understand, why do I do the things that I do, why am I like this,
That's
because
true.
we're always afraid, what is wrong with me? Like, I remember
Hmm.
asking myself after my last toxic relationship, like, God, what is wrong with me? And
Right,
understanding, like, honey, there is nothing wrong with you. It is
Yep.
not your fault for what you've been through. It's not your fault for the survival tactics you've learned. It's not your fault, but it is your responsibility to understand that these are the things I've learned. This
right.
is the things that I've adapted.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what I have to be willing to face in order to change them and still love myself where I am right now.
You know
That's
what?
what I
Exactly.
want to
One
add.
thing, one thing that I'm loving right now is the fact that, guys, y'all might not know this, but none of this is rehearsed. None of us sat down and had a conversation with each other. We didn't hit each other up
Yep.
and say, hey, we're going to talk about this, and this. Everything that we're talking about, this is live and in this time right now. And it's weird to me, like, you know what I'm saying? Not really weird, but it's amazing to me, I should say. The fact that we're able to feed off of each other's energy just so naturally. And I say
Hmm.
that because the question that I was about to ask was, somebody said, why is it so scary getting to know yourself? And this time I'm gonna start with Melanin. Why do you think that people find it extremely scary to actually sit down and truly get to know themselves?
Because it's easier to play the blame game and say, it's your fault while I'm like this. It's your fault why I'm like this. It's your fault why I'm like this. And
Agree.
when you sit down and you turn a mirror on yourself and you be like, yo, this, I'm the common denominator to this problem. I'm the common denominator to this problem. And you don't want to relive trauma. You don't want to keep reminding yourself of what you've been through and why you are the way you are mentally, emotionally, because it's painful. People run from pain, unwarranted pain. They don't want to go through that again. And like I said, these are great questions because within the past 2 or 3 years, I have literally went through all these stages. And when I start meditating and I start writing again and doing shadow work and everything else, I literally talk to myself in the mirror. And when I say healing is painful, healing is not pretty, healing is not fun, it's ugly. It's
agree.
ugly, but the results are beautiful. The results are peaceful. I've learned how to sit and think with myself and actually process certain things before I react or say anything, so I won't get it wrong. Make sure I'm not overthinking or whatever. But it's painful to look at yourself and confront yourself about whatever you're going through, or blaming yourself instead of pointing the other finger. It's always easy to point the finger at somebody else, but it's hard to take accountability. It's hard to take accountability, and accountability is not something that a lot of us were taught growing up. It's not. Like, have you guys seen the video of the girl that went viral blaming the millennial parents or the Gen X parents for not teaching my generation? I used to be her in my early 20s. And when I say the moment I stopped blaming my parents for not teaching me what they didn't know, my relationship with my parents is 100 times better because I get it there. And now I'm a single parent, and I had to sit there and take accountability for certain things. Like, number one, I wasn't the easiest child to raise. I was bad. Okay. And they didn't know. My mom's side is from Louisiana, deep South, you know what I'm saying? My father's side is Arkansas. They didn't know that stuff. They taught me what they could as best as they could. But I was so angry, I wasn't even realizing the more they learned along the way. And as I was getting older, they started to teach me. But I was my anger was blindsiding me. But when I sat down and confronted myself, it was ugly, it was hideous, it was painful. But now the relationship I have with my parents today, untouchable. It hurts. But ultimately the answer is it hurts. Nobody likes pain.
And I agree with that. And you touched so many different things. So just to go back a little bit, for those of you that follow me on a regular basis and you guys watch my videos, I'm gonna need for y'all to do me a favor, okay? Because I want to make sure that we bless our guests as well. So when they saying stuff and you know that that's how you carried on and that was a part of your life, you go ahead and say ouch and you send that person a gift. You double tap on the screen, show us some love over here, okay? Because I believe in recognizing your fault. When you know that it's something that you've done, step to the plate because you won't grow, you won't evolve without that. It's nothing wrong with taking accountability, with ownership of your life. When people are calling out certain things, because I tell people all the time when I'm live, if you get offended, I'm just triggering the thing that you carry. Don't worry about it. Go handle that. Go fix that. And one of the things that you said that was extremely important, and I tell you guys this all the time about unlearning all the things that we thought that we knew. Right? Sometimes we have to unlearn a lot of behavior, and we can't blame our parents, maybe because at that time, the times that they were coming up, they were in survival mode. They was trying to figure it out. You know what I mean? They didn't have the platforms that we have. They didn't have the motivational speakers, the life coaches, the positivity coaches. They didn't have people, all these different platforms where people were feeding them information, and you know what I'm saying? They didn't have this. Some of them didn't even have the ability to be able to read. We're in a better place right now. We have these platforms, and it's up to us to utilize our platforms to help educate other people, to help build other people, so that in anything that we can do from, and I try to create stuff all the time where I'm able to go live, I'm able to reach people, I'm able to touch people, I'm able to, to pour into people. And this is the reason why, because so many people right now, you afraid to be transparent, and it's not even with you being transparent with other people. You don't even want to be transparent with yourself. And a lot of it is because of shame.
Yeah.
Self-shame. You feel like, oh yeah, well, if I say this, people are not gonna like me. If I say this, people gonna feel this way and feel that way. You better stop worrying about how other folk gonna talk or how they gonna feel,
Yeah.
because truth be told, whether you doing good,
Mhm.
bad, or indifferent, them folk gonna talk anyway. And sometimes you
Yeah.
could be doing top tier. Hear me. You could be doing everything right up under the sun. But if a person does not like you, if a person feel a way about you, they're gonna find something wrong in every single thing that you do, no matter what. And the truth be told, no matter how good you're doing, how
Yeah.
successful that you become, some folk are not going to rock with you, not going to support you, not going to pour into you, not because you've done anything to them, but just because it's you. Baby,
Yeah.
it's just
Yes.
because it's you. It ain't got
Yeah.
nothing to do
Yes.
with you. You ain't did them a doggone thing just because it's
Mhm.
you. Ashley, in your experiences, what would you say was the hardest part about you getting to know yourself, like opening up for yourself?
Well, oh Lord.
I'm sorry,
I
I had to
I
go
think
deep, man.
ooh, God, ouch. I think for me it was, I come from, just trigger warning. I was molested as a child by a family member. And then, when I went to college, I experienced SA, and then I was in a horribly, damn near deadly domestic violence relationship. And so shame and fear controlled me my whole life, being told, if you do this, if you do this, this was done to you because it was your fault. And so, because of the
Wow.
childhood trauma, coupled with the trauma that I experienced as a young woman, the
Right.
scariest part about it was, one, coming to terms with the fact that who I was told that I was my
Yes.
entire life,
Mhm.
underneath the guise of abuse, that was not who I was.
Mhm.
But in that space, I had to face what happened to me, and I had to be honest with myself, because I think a lot of us, we suppress, and then we
Right.
try and delete it. We try and forget it. And so I had to be brave enough to say that these things did happen to me and they did not damage my worth. I am not
Ooh.
broken. I am not damaged. I am not worthless. I am not any of those things. I
Come
am who
on.
God
Come
says that I
on.
am. I am who
Listen,
God says
well,
that I
hold on.
am.
I don't mean to stop you, but you gonna have to run that part about it didn't change my worth. You gonna have to run that part back just one more time for the folks in the back, because they might not have heard what we heard. Cause see, I know me, we heard it, because I seen Melanin doing the same thing I was doing, baby. We was over here like, wait a minute now. Yeah, we need you to run that part back,
Right.
because there's some folk that might have not heard what you said. I just want just a little bit. Just give them a little bit of what you just said.
I am not my trauma. I am not what has been done to me. I am
Not
not
at all.
broken. I am not damaged. I am not worthless. I am not unlovable. I am not any of those things. I am not my trauma. And for my entire life, my trauma defined who I am. I'm a domestic violence survivor. I'm an SA survivor. I survived child SA. I am all of these things. And for the longest time, the scariest part was rewiring my brain and understanding that I am not any of those things. I
Mhm.
am, for me, I'm going to get into my Bible, I am a child of God. And
Right.
as a mother, when I look at my daughter, regardless of what she does or what she's gone through, she is perfect. She is fearfully and wonderfully made. And so I had to learn that the way that I see my daughter is because she is a part of me, that I am those things too. That regardless of what's been done to me, what's happened to me, choices that I've made, I am still worthy. I am still valuable. I am still lovable. I am still capable of taking my pain and turning it into purpose. But
Yes, there
that
you
was
go, right there. That's
terrifying.
it now.
That
That's it.
that was terrifying, because you have to change the way that you think. You have to change what you say about you. You have to confront all the lies that were told to you about who you are as a person.
Yes,
And you have to say, like you say all the time, the devil is a liar. But
you
that
better
is
know it.
terrifying, because while you're just fighting those lies, you have to, the world will say, well, then who are you then? Who are you then? If you're not these things, then who are you? And so you have to be able to walk into the unknown with faith, and because you do it. If you don't have fear, faith requires a little bit of fear, because you have to be willing to say, I don't know what's going to happen, but I know that where I'm going is better than where I came from.
And
Right.
see, you know what? And that's the part that always gets me. That's the part that always gets me. That's the part that I feel like a lot of people sometimes they don't really get, is that when you're already, I have a lot of people that are reach out for life coaching, and in the middle of our conversations, they're talking about the things that they're going through, the experiences that they're having, right? And it's all negative. You living with somebody that don't love you, that's you know what I mean. You have to beg them to call, to beg them to text, beg them to do certain things for you and with you, and you stay there because you feel like, oh yeah, well, where else am I gonna go? But
Mm-hmm.
you're
Yes.
in a relationship by yourself.
Yes.
I don't think that there's a more lonely place than to be in a relationship and still be
Alone.
alone, still feel alone. To have a person tell you that I love you, but you don't feel the love that they say that they have for you. I
Mm-hmm.
don't want to be in that type of situation. I don't want to be in that type of environment. And hats off to you, Ashley, as well, because it takes a very brave person to be that open and that honest and to speak on those type of things. A lot of people don't like to talk about, what I'm saying, things that happened to them when they were younger, their experiences,
Mm-hmm.
because they want it all dressed up. They want it all dressed up and looking nice and make it seem like, I never experienced nothing in my life and everything has always been happy, happy, joy, joy. But the truth of the matter is, and I know you guys can tell me, when you start your self-love journey, when you get out here and actually start putting in that work, oh baby, it's hard. It's
Oh
hard.
man.
It's hard.
Mm-hmm.
It's lonely. You get to that feeling of, you start to feel isolated, like you're missing something. You'll get to that place in life where you feel
Yes.
like, in the most hurtful place that you will be is when you start sending up them prayers. Remove anybody from me that's not really with me, that's not, don't really have my back, that really don't mean me no good. And then you start to see people
Mm-hmm.
leaving from your life that you thought you would be with for the rest of your life. You start losing
Yep.
people
Yes.
that you've been cool with since the sandbox. You sitting over there looking at them and you like, wait a minute, you gone too? You fake too?
Yep.
You flawed up too? You mean to tell me you
Yep.
was plotting and planning against me as well? You got to be prepared for what's going to happen. I think a lot of times
Mm-hmm.
people get afraid to really be who they are and own up to their mess because they don't really want to lose people. I don't want to tell you about how you really
Yes.
hurting me. I
Yep.
don't really want to tell you about all the times that you too have let me down. You too have done things to me, you know what I'm saying? And I still have held on. So we suppress all of these things, and somehow or another we make it our responsibility to fix everybody, to come through
Mm-hmm.
for them, to make, well, if I just love them a little bit more, they'll change and they'll treat me a little bit differently. No, they're not. Those people are going to be
Mm-hmm.
exactly who they said that they were. I'm at a place right now where, babe, I'm telling you what, I don't ask people to accept me flaws and all. I don't. Because guess what? I ain't gonna accept my flaws. You feel me?
Right.
Like I'm not. If I'm not, because I think that when they created that saying, it kind of put a negative thing, a negative narrative out there for everybody that you're supposed to meet somebody, and because they got trust issues, you can love them through it. Because they got abandonment
Yes.
issues, it's your job to love them through it. Because they
Mm-hmm.
wasn't held enough as a child, wasn't shown any affection as a child, that you got to go into that relationship and you got to go and fix them through their mess, coach and guide and hold their hand, you know what I mean,
Yes.
to get them on the
No.
right path. The devil is like, baby, I'm not finna let you play with me like that. I am not your babysitter. I want you to know, in
Yep.
a
No,
relationship,
ma'am.
sweetheart, it will be no coaching and guiding over here. I want you to know that
Yep.
up front.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
Um,
Because people,
Yeah.
because it's weird to me that people want you to do that. No, go over there and do the self work. And people are so
yep.
afraid to work on themselves because they don't want to expose their truth, which is, this is how I've been breaking my own heart. This is what I
Mm-hmm.
have been
Ooh.
allowing in my life. These are the things that I've been condoning. This is me being over here, being okay or pretending to be okay with things that I know that I'm really not okay with, but I don't want to
Mm-hmm.
rock the boat though. I don't want to piss nobody off. I don't want
Right.
people to start feeling a certain type of way about me. You better learn how to piss folk off. You better learn how to get
Yep.
right on
Mm.
through. I'm at a place in my
Yep.
life right now where I don't care who I lose anymore. Understand that. I don't
Don't
care who
care.
walk away.
Yes.
You know
I
what I mean?
just lost my best friend in 16 years. I mean,
Ooh,
16. years. He lives 8 minutes away from me. And when I tell you, I was like, you know what? I'm done. I
Wow.
ain't talk to him. I don't care. I don't care because it wasn't conducive for me. It was
Right.
toxic. It was
Yeah.
he it wasn't not the energy I was given wasn't reciprocated. It was just a lot. But no, absolutely not. I don't care who you are. I don't
Right.
care who you are. If it's not helping me, if it's weighing me down, if it's bringing negativity into me and my kids' life, bye. I don't care if you family.
Two
It don't
fingers.
matter. I done cut off cousins, uncles, aunties. I don't care. I
Mm-mm.
cut my father off for a year. I
Oh
don't
yeah.
care.
Because you know what?
But
It has to happen, but only people with that codependency spirit find it hard to do because they feel like
yeah.
they need people, and I'm just at that point. And sometimes I'll have people even ask me too. They'll be like, well, what if it's a friend? Or I mean, what is if it's a family member? What if it's your mother or your father? Some of those folks you got to feed with a long handle spoon as well. I love
Yep.
you,
Yep.
but where
Mhm.
I'm going in life, I understand you can't wrap your brain around it. And that's okay.
Yep.
And see, look at him. My mom is a minister, right? So I
Mhm.
have to keep, I have to keep it over to where she understands. So when I start feeding her
Mhm.
with a long handle spoon, when she trying to force me into a box or force me to be what she want me to be, so that she could be pleasing to the church folk for her, when she get into that, I
Mhm.
have to let her know. Even then, it was some places that Jesus went that the disciples could not go, baby. Understand that?
Yep.
So just like Jesus, I'm gonna have to get my same space. What I'm trying to do, where I'm trying to go, I understand that your mind is not open enough to be able to embrace that. So what I do, I'll leave
Mhm.
you right over there. I'll let you do what you do, and if the people are okay with that, then that's between you, them, and y'all, God. That ain't got nothing to do with me. But as far as me
Nothing to do
changing
with
my core person, I'm not doing it, friend.
no. Yep.
I'm
Mm-mm.
just not. I'm not doing it. We got somebody.
Not
She says, how do you get through stress, the pain of going through 3 different kinds of cancer? Oh, baby,
wait, say that one more time.
she say, how do she get through some stress? She got 3 different kinds of cancer. Oh,
Ooh.
baby, listen, I'm telling you what, you went real deep and probably a little bit too deep over here. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
when you dealing with a health issue, that's a whole nother beast all by itself. What I will
Yeah.
tell you, you know what I mean? What I will tell you is that I'm definitely praying for you, and I hope and pray that God will definitely move on your behalf. As far as how to deal with the stress and the anxiety of it all, I just believe, you know what I'm
Yep.
saying, continue to speak positivity over your life. Continue to make
Yep.
sure that you're listening to motivation, listening to ministry, and reading self-help books, anything that will keep your mind lifted, anything that'll keep you in good spirits. Also surrounding yourself with good quality people, people that's willing to
Yes.
speak life into you and speak life
That.
over you, that's willing to go to bed with God in prayer about you on the days when you can't go. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
think having strong prayer warriors in your life is necessary. It was necessary back then, and I also think that it's necessary right now. That's my take
Yeah.
on it. Ashley, you got something?
Well, so one thing came to my mind really quickly, and I might get emotional saying it, and so that's how I know it's not my words. But the first thing I wanted to say was, "For I know that God works all things together for the good of those who love Him and are called according to His purpose."
Oh
And
yeah.
so, I have gone through some things where I have sat on my floor in a heap of a mess, just wailing, saying,
Mhm.
I'm not going to get through this. I'm not
Right.
going to get through this.
I ain't
And
been there.
being in full fear. And so in this moment, I'm only utilizing my empathy, my friend, to tell you that when we don't know the and we can't control our outside circumstances, the only thing that we can work on controlling and navigating is the thoughts that are coming into our own mind, and to
Yes.
be really diligent and really discerning on asking myself, am I giving myself everything that I need emotionally, mentally, spiritually, physically, in order to overcome, and then let God handle the rest? Because I can only do what I can do. I can't, there are so many things outside my force of control. And the reality is, it's okay to feel stress. It's
Mm-hmm.
okay to feel fear. It's okay to feel anger. And a lot of people are like, I need to get rid of my anger. I need to suppress my fear. No, part of healing and working through these things is accepting them and processing them and then walking through it. So don't
Mm-hmm.
push those things away, but give yourself the strength, the tools, the resources, the people that you need in order to navigate that rather than trying to avoid it.
Yes,
Right.
I agree.
So, um, my father has pancreatic cancer. My grandmother had cancer 3 times, breast cancer, lung cancer twice. And like what was said, the to me, what I seen work for them, surround yourself with
Yes.
positive people. Somebody said go to a support
Yes.
group. My father went to one.
It's
Listen,
helpful.
don't focus so much on surviving, but you, even though you are sick, you still have to live. There's a
Yes.
difference between surviving
Yes.
and living. You still have to live. Now,
Amen.
obviously, you're going to take certain precautions because of immune system, type of deals, but just live.
Live.
And don't look at the glass half empty, as half full. So with
Mm-hmm.
today's technology and the medical advances that they've made thus far with cancer,
Yeah,
you have to believe that you're going to be all right.
I agree
And
with that.
you know, but that is tough.
And and
That's tough.
and I think one of the other things is to live full. Live
Yes.
full.
Yes.
I'm a firm believer in it. Live full, baby. You know what I'm saying? Every single day that you wake up, I mean,
Yep.
we all on borrowed time. All on borrowed
Yep.
time. We never know. Some of us are happy and healthy right now. You know what I'm saying? But just because we're happy and we're healthy right now doesn't mean that we can't be in a car accident. Doesn't mean that a building
Mm-hmm.
couldn't just collapse. We never know the
Mm-hmm.
day or the time that it's going to be our last day. So every single
Yep.
day that you wake up and you are afforded the opportunity to experience that new day, I tell my people all the time, that's your do over day. That's a day for you to
Mm-hmm.
do
Yes.
all of these things all over. Make some different choices. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Wake up every day, sweat yourself, love on yourself, pour into yourself, live it to the fullest, and don't just survive, thrive, baby. Every day,
Yep.
folk gonna be looking
Absolutely.
at you crazy, trying to figure out why you
Absolutely.
smiling and carrying on the way that you are, why you moving through life like how you are, baby. Because I was taught at a young age, you don't look like you what you're going through. You can have all
Yep.
hell
Yes.
going, breaking loose in your house. Relationship can be down bad. You can been in lost your job, everything in between that. But at the end of the day, it's still having that type of faith, still being able to speak it
Mm-hmm.
over your life, understanding that just because you are trying to live life on a good term, you're trying to, align yourself with the divine. You still got to understand that don't exempt you from trials. It don't exempt you from
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
tribulations. It doesn't excuse you from life. Life will beat you up. Understand that. Life will put knots upside your head. Life is
Man.
unfair.
Yep.
Understand that it's unfair. Sometimes bad things happen to good folk. Sometimes you
Yep.
just gonna have to struggle. You're gonna have to go through things, but at the end of the day, you gotta still trust and believe that you know what, whatever the outcome is, I'm living full. I'm living every single day like it's my last. If I don't do nothing else, I'm gonna have joy. If I don't do nothing else, I'm gonna have peace. If I don't do nothing else, I'm gonna have the right folk around me. Cause guess what? I ain't giving nobody no benefit of that. Once you show me who you is, I'm gonna take you at that. And you cut loose from
Mm-hmm.
there. Moving on about my day. She says everything lined up with scriptures. You know what? You're right. And I tell people that all the time. You got people that's coming out right now, and I get it. I respect anything that everybody believes. Whatever you believe in that's going to make you a better person, then hey, by all means, I want you to be a good person. So go over there and work on that. But
Mm-hmm.
I will tell people to my last breath, the Bible is the best self-help book I feel like that was ever created. It all depends on how you're reading it. It all depends on what are you reading it for. Me, when I'm reading it, I want to know about faith. I want to know how to believe in myself. I want to know how to speak things into existence for my life. You know what I mean? That's what I'm reading it about. I'm reading to develop my own personal relationship with the spiritual being that's higher than myself. I know I ain't just happen for nothing or just pop out here for nothing.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? So it's all about how you view things and how you take it. Everybody's going to have a different way of what they believe and what they feel. I don't bash nobody for that because I don't want nobody to bash me because, girl, you better know it. I love me some Jesus over here, faith-based all day long. Y'all, but they know that about me. You know what I mean? That's just what it
Right.
is. But yes, I do think that a lot of things that we go through in life, it is aligned with those scriptures. She says, I'm going through this right now and it hurts a lot. It also feels very lonely. You're right. Anytime you start your self-love journey, sweetheart, it is going to get lonely, because you're going to find out in the beginning stages, especially, you're going to find out that a lot of the people that you are around, you are more friend to them than they are to you. The people that you've been
Yes.
bending over backwards, you've been supporting, you've been going outside of your way, you're going to start, you're going to start to see in the beginning stages of that relationship, very early, my love, very early,
You're
that
gonna run into
you've
a
been,
lot of energy leeches. A lot.
yes. And we don't
A lot.
notice. We don't notice at first. We don't know this, and it's sad, but we don't know this at first. We thinking that I'm just being a good friend. We think that we're
Mhm.
out here and we're just being a good friend and we're trying to love on everybody. And we don't know until we actually start growing and healing and evolving. We don't know what boundaries are. And when we start
Mhm.
setting up those boundaries and saying no and moving away and putting space and distance in between us and other folk, that's when it starts to show the most that, dang, if I don't call you, you won't call. If I don't reach out and invite you, I notice that we ain't did nothing in months. If you come on,
Preach.
talk to me. Come on, talk to me,
Woo.
Melanie.
Mhm.
Because I see
Woo.
you know something about that. Come on, speak on it for me.
Literally in the past 24 hours, I just had something like that happen. Somebody
Wow.
I talk to every day, all day. And I felt a shift in energy, and I just wanted to see, like, if I don't text you this morning, let me see if you hit me up. We went 2 weeks without talking.
Yeah.
When I say
Mm-hmm.
eye opener, I'm like, well, this is another one I got to reevaluate. This is another one I got to assess. Like, are you here because it's genuine, or are you here because you need my energy to make yourself feel better, or what is it? So when I tell, oh Lord, people act like phones don't work two ways. But I'm sorry. Continue on.
She say, she, friend, it sounds like you still in. It sounds like you kind of somewhat still in that
I
situation.
am. I am. Lord, I am.
Listen, what you
Mhm.
got? You got something on that one, Ashley?
uh yeah, I've noticed that you'll find out real quick who wants you in their life just because they enjoy you, and someone who wants you in their life because they want something from you. And
Ooh.
I've just gone through a situation the last several weeks, and I've come to terms with understanding that there are going to be some people that come around in your life, and the reason that they disappear is because they saw high value in you,
Mm-hmm.
and then they cannot stay. So my dad used to tell me when I was a little girl, Ashley, it's real easy to win something
Mm-hmm.
or to get something. He goes, the hardest thing is going to be able to maintain it.
Yes,
And so that's what I'm learning, is to not
that's
hold
important.
attachment to relationships or to people or to things with an expectation that they're going to stay in my life and they're going to provide me the same value that I'm providing them. Because more often than not, people are just around in your life because they want something from you, and once they get it, then they're out the door. And so
Mm-hmm.
I've learned to be very careful with my expectations on people, because more times than not, they'll let me down and I'll be disappointed. So expectations are really just hurting me, myself, and I more than anything. But damn, I mean, the
Mm-hmm.
moment I woke up to this and I'm not putting forth the same effort into what I used to, and kind of like what Melanin said, and then they bounce, it's
Yep.
eye-opening for sure. But you got to
Right.
practice that detachment.
Yeah, exactly. Because that's extremely important, and it's sad because we've all been taught that for so long. That I know in my family it was always, you got to take care of your brothers and sisters. You got to be there for your brothers and sisters if something go down. So believe it or not, I spent at least 30 years of my life catering to my brothers and sisters, whatever decisions that they made. What I'm saying, whether they was going to jail or get whatever they was doing, I was always the saving person. I was always the person person that had to come through for him, had to go and get him. And what was really weird to me, and it's funny that we're talking about this because it didn't register to me until like sometime last week. It was like when we were growing up, I was always the black sheep. I was always the one that they said, don't tell her, because you know she ain't gonna be with it. Don't let her know what we're gonna do, because she'll blow up the spot. Because I've never been the one to tolerate foolishness. I've never been the one to say that, I just want to throw my life away. I've never been that individual. But because that was the life that I was born into, right? You know what I mean? Because when I came from, like I said, I told you guys before, I come from humble beginnings, right? So in my house, you were taught how to deal this and how to deal that and how to make this move over here and make that move over there. So everybody around you, you know what I'm saying, at one point or another, they going to jail. Everybody around you at one point or another, you know what I'm saying, it's something that's going on. I decided that I didn't want that for my life. And I was only about 12 years old at the time. I don't want that for me. I'm not going to be that individual. I'm not going in and out of jail. I'm not going to be laid up in the hospital. I was looking at my teachers, even when I was 15 or 16 years old, had then got a fake ID, ran away from Rock Hill to come to Columbia, enrolled myself in a boarding school. I'd much rather stay at a boarding school where I still had somebody, you know what I mean, telling me when to go to bed and all of that. I would much rather do that than I would to be able to be there with them. I didn't want I didn't want that life for myself. So even coming from that, I came to a place where, again, I got people telling me who I am. I get to the boarding school, I got the teachers that's there. Oh, you ain't gonna be nothing. This school is for at-risk kids. Y'all know y'all gonna end up in jail. Y'all gonna be this, y'all gonna be that. That was all that I was taught. You know what I mean? And then so like to see my life now, to see me now in the way that I live now, boy, I tell you what, I can't wait till I see some of them folk. I want to run into them teachers so bad, baby, because I know they probably somewhere still teaching. Somewhere still teaching, girl. I live my life every single day, you know what I'm saying, to the fullest by doing what I'm doing right now. Motivational speaking, life coaching, teaching people that they can come back from anything. After you spoke all that negativity over me, oh, I'm going to have all these kids. I gave birth to one child. One and done. He's 24 years old, successful, doing his own thing. You know what I mean? So it's all about how you view your life. It's not about what anybody else say. It's not about how they feel. How do you see you? And I was doing that and didn't even have the knowledge that I have now. Have never read the books, didn't know anything about nothing. I just knew that it had to be something better than where I was.
Yes.
So, you know what I mean? So when I tell people that you can change your whole life by simply changing your mind, I really mean that. You can reprogram your thinking, which will reprogram the things that you say about your life as well. Now you're changing the way that you move throughout life. But you got to, like Ashley said in the beginning, you got to be disciplined. You got to be disciplined enough to get started, disciplined enough and consistent to be consistent with it. You got to wake up and you got to choose it every single day, no matter what it is that you're going through in life. You know what I'm saying? It all eventually comes back to you and your decision making. And so we got somebody talking about forgiveness. Y'all, I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to say my little part and I'm going to let them have it, because y'all know how I feel about forgiveness. Girl, I can forgive you, but just because I forgive you don't mean that I'm going to reconnect with you. And that's what I got to say. Ashley, it's on you.
I have two things to say about it.
Okay.
The moment that I changed the word forgiveness to releasing is the moment that I was set free from so much, because that's essentially what forgiveness is you are holding on to something, someone, or something that's been done to you. And forgiveness is your ability to release it and say, that is not me. That is not mine. It's not on me. I don't have to hold on to it anymore. It's weighing me down. I release it. So that's my take on forgiveness is I'm let you go. I'm going to let you go. I'm going to let you do your thing. I don't want any part of you. I release you. Go with God.
Oh, I love that. I love that, baby. I love that. Come on with it, Melanie. I know you got something down there.
So, it's pretty much, number one, I like what you said. That was great. That was wonderful. But
hey Melanie, we got to use that one. We're gonna have to keep that one.
For real, that's going to be recycled. That is going to be recycled. But when I don't forgive people for them, I forgive them for myself. Like you said, releasing. Because the longer I don't forgive you or I hold on to whatever grudge I have against you, that's the power you still got over me. Absolutely not. Go ahead, do you think you're forgiven? But like you said, I don't want to talk to you no more. I don't have to talk to
Right.
you. I don't want to kick you with you, skate with you, nothing. Like, no. Absolutely
Okay.
not. No. I can forgive you, but if it's something that deep to like we cannot have any type of connection. You're forgiven, but please move along. Forgiveness
Yes.
is not for them, it's not to make them feel better, it's to make myself feel better.
Exactly.
I'm
Exactly.
over it. It is what it is. Deuces goodbye. Because ain't
Mm-hmm.
nobody about to have that type of
Mm-hmm.
power over me. I am not
Right.
Pinocchio. You're not about to, Geppetto me. No, absolutely not. No. So
I agree.
that's my definition of forgiveness.
I
Agreed.
I
Yeah.
definitely agree. And the reason why I say that it had for me it's I can forgive you, but I don't want to reconnect with you. I think that just because
Yes.
I forgive you doesn't warrant a reconnection. I think that you done what you
Absolutely.
felt like you wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? And now it's on me to give my reaction to that. And at the end of the day,
Mm-hmm.
it's like if I forgive you, I forgive you. I don't have any bad words for you. You don't have to worry
Mm-hmm.
about me slandering you, belittling you, discrediting you. I'll never speak on you again. But as far as you and I interacting, as far as us sharing energy, no, that's like me knowing a dog is over there ready to bite me and me putting out my backside to say, come on and bite me. I know the
Right.
type of person that you are now. I know how
Mm-hmm.
you move now. And I'm at a place in my life right now, even though I know that people can change, I'm also this individual. If you was trash to me, you're trash to me, and I don't care who you go be a treasure to. Doesn't matter to me. Go on over there and be their treasure because over here I'm not the one for it. You've already showed me who you are, and I'm going to accept you and understand that that's just what it is. And I'm moving forward in life. I don't know. I'm not doing that. I'm not reconnecting, rekindling,
Mm-hmm.
not reviving, not revisiting,
Mm-mm.
Right.
none of that. If it got a re on the beginning of it, 9 times out of 10, it ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna happen. She
Well,
Yep.
and if
go ahead, Ashley. I'm
uh,
sorry.
I wanted to piggyback off of that. A lot of people have this idea that forgiveness is being like, it's okay. And then they bring the person back in your life. One, let me tell you something. You bring a person back into your life that has betrayed your trust, they lose respect for you when you bring them
Yes.
back in.
Yes.
Let
Yes.
me
Yes.
tell
Mm-hmm.
you
Yes.
something,
Yes.
like
Yes.
every time you bring someone back into your life after they've betrayed you, they've crossed your boundaries, they've
Mm-hmm.
lied, they've cheated, they've manipulated, every time, all that
Yes.
you're doing, the message that you're sending to them is that it's okay, you can treat me however you want, and I'll let you right back into my
Yep.
life. It's fine. It's fine. I'm going to get over it. It's fine.
Yeah.
That is not forgiveness. That is not
Ooh.
Right.
forgiveness. All
Come
That's
right.
on,
That's
not.
talk to him.
pacifying. It's pacifying abusive behavior. A pattern
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
of manipulation is abuse. So
Mm-hmm.
that is not forgiveness. All right. You're justifying a behavior because we don't want to be alone. I don't know why I'm going there. Someone needs to hear this. Maybe I need to hear it.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
that's the thing, is we have to understand the difference between pacifying and enabling abusive toxic behavior and actually forgiving someone and
Mm-hmm.
understanding that true repentance, which is someone saying, I'm sorry, I like, that is actually turning from the behavior and walking away. So that is, an apology requires changed behavior, and forgiveness
Mm-hmm.
is
Right.
releasing and letting go. Anything else is toxic abusive behavior. So y'all, we
Right.
need to know the difference of these things. That's why we're
Oh
getting
yes.
ourselves heartbroken.
Absolutely. And I can I've gotten dumped for that. And I
Ooh.
was the guilty one. Like, she kept telling me what I was doing, and I just kept like, but I can't say unconsciously I was doing it. I wasn't doing it intentionally because I was head over heels, but I guess I wasn't receiving it how I should have or how she wanted me to, but I kept doing the same thing over and over and over. And she was like, "You know what? I'm done. Goodbye." And I'm like, "Wait, hold
Mm.
on. I'm sorry." She's like, "You said sorry a million times, but the actions still haven't changed. They haven't changed.
Right.
So I'm out." I'm like, "You're right. You're right. You got it. Go ahead. You got it. You got it." I
Right.
mean, but we cool now. But it's like, it wasn't like no cheating or nothing like that. It was just certain things about me taking care of myself. Like how we said that healthy people want to see you,
Right.
or they want to see other people pretty much self-sufficient.
Yes,
I wasn't
very
that
much.
person. And I wasn't
Hmm.
taking care of my mental how I should have been. And she kept saying, like, yo, you need to do something. You need to do something. You need to do something. I'm like, yo, whatever, whatever, whatever. And
Hmm.
she's like, I'm done. I'm finished. And I had
Right.
to take that accountability. Like,
And you know what? And that's the thing. That's how you know you dealing with a person that is already in that position where they're ready to love and ready to give love and to receive love. And the fact that,
yeah.
she was respectful of you, you knew exactly why she was leaving. She let you know
Mm-hmm.
why she was leaving. And that right
Yep.
there in return, it helped you develop a certain level of respect for her because she held
Absolutely.
you accountable for you fixing
Absolutely.
yourself. I'm not leaving you because I want to hurt you or because I want you to feel a certain type of way. I'm leaving you
Yep.
because I want you to get it together. And one thing that I
Mm-hmm.
can't do is allow you to damage me. See, anytime, like
Yep.
the old people used to say all the time, if you stay around any group of people for so long, if you stay around that fire, eventually you're going to get burnt. You're going to either
Yep.
come up out of there
Yeah.
burnt or you're going to walk away smelling like the whatever it was that they was burning. You have to make a
Right.
conscious
Yep.
decision. That's the reason why I said it's so important for you to watch the people that you're surrounded by, making sure that
Mm-hmm.
you're surrounded by good quality people. And just because you forgive a person doesn't mean that you're supposed to let them back in your life. And somebody said, well, in the comments, they said, well, people do change. And honey, and we understand that people do change. But I also said this, you go change over there. Once you've already
Yep.
damaged me, once you lied to me, once you cheated, once you manipulated, once you expose that toxic narcissistic type of behavior in my life, what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying is, I'm not saying you can't eat. I want you to eat good, just not with me. Not saying that you
Yep.
can't be
Yes.
successful. I wish you all the success in the world, but it won't be attached to my name. I want you to go out and do
Mm-hmm.
wonderful things. It just won't be with me. That's it. That's all.
Right.
Once you have showed me who you were, I'm going to accept you for that. That's who you are. I'm not going to try to make
Right.
you be what I want you to be. Not going to try to make no excuses for your behavior. Not going to try to
Mm-hmm.
tiptoe it around and make nobody feel better about it. If you want to reconnect, then that's on you. But I'm saying, as for me, my life, my house, baby, I ain't about to do it. You're not going to show me number one time who you are and how
Yep.
you coming because Ashley, you are absolutely right. I don't know who you was getting life coaching from, but girl, honey, they be on point because guess what?
Right.
That's exactly what will happen. They will lose all the respect for you. The moment that you allow an individual to sit in your life and disrespect you when you stayed, if you allow them to lie, to cheat, and you stay, if you allow them to manipulate you and you know that they're manipulating you, manipulating conversations, even through text messages where you got it in black and white, when you know that you done bent over backwards so far that the top of your head is on the ground, and these folks then went outside
Mm-hmm.
of their way to destroy you, and you just keep staying, keep doing, keep giving, keep making sacrifices, then guess what? You are self-sabotaging in that
Mm-hmm.
moment because
Yes.
you are very much
Yeah.
aware of what's going on in your life and you continue to allow it. Oh, baby, I ain't finna let you play with me
Mm-hmm.
like that. You got one time to show
Ab-
me because we're in a different day and a different time. Like I said, we ain't the same people that we used to be. Understand that. We got too much on every platform. If you want to grow, you'll grow. If you want to heal, you will heal. But if you feel like it's not worth it to you, you won't stop mine. You won't put mine on pause. You're not,
Mm-mm.
and I respect whoever that was. I respect her because see, that's some grown woman type stuff right there, baby.
yeah.
I know you be mad about that, baby. You lost a good one, like she was good.
Well,
You,
no, I, I ain't lose it just yet, but
oh yeah,
we
yeah. You might
did,
want to fix.
we
You might want
did
to
have
fix that,
to.
friend.
Oh, yeah, but
We rooting for you. We rooting for you.
absolutely, we took a long break,
Hmm.
a long one, because granted, I did that. That was the straw that broke the camel's back, but it was a lot of. It was both of our faults. I'll tell
Right.
you that. It was a lot of stuff that we both had to work on. But within that break is when I went through the 6 7 month depression. Then we had COVID. And then, I wasn't working as much, so all that stuff festered. I lost I think 8 or 9 family members in a span of 6 months. It was
Oh
it was
man.
horrible.
Wow.
And that's when I started to come into myself. Um, when I say I am not that same person at all,
Yeah.
at all. And then when we reconnected, she's like, this is the person that I wanted before we broke up. Like, well, I am that person. It was always in me. I just had to find out how to get there. And maybe it was your delivery that wasn't setting with me right, because it wasn't always delivered right.
Okay, and that
Delivery,
matters.
tone, exactly.
That
So I'm like,
Yes.
matters.
maybe I wasn't receiving it because of the way you was giving it. But don't get me wrong, I understand what you were saying. I got it.
Mhm.
I went to therapy. I did all this stuff and started on my spiritual journey and meditating and a whole bunch of stuff. And now it's like, if she try to use an old tactic with me, I'm like, yeah, that's not gonna work today. Um,
Right.
you can dip now.
Yeah.
The way my block button is set up, you can dip. Somebody in the comments
Yeah.
said is blocking appropriate or something like that. Absolutely,
Oh yeah.
absolutely. I will block
Unfriending as
you. I don't
well.
exactly. I don't understand why people think, even on social media, like, she blocked me. That's not you winning. That's her protecting her own energy.
You
If
better
you ask
know
me,
it.
that's the mature person. She's
Exactly.
mature because she blocked you instead of going back and forth with you. Absolutely, I'm gonna block you.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Access
Yes.
denied.
And
Yeah,
people
nah.
people think people
Blocking is
think that way
appropriate.
though. They think that they
Yeah.
won the argument or whatnot because you blocked them or because you walked away. You know what I'm saying? It's all about protecting your own peace. It's like, you know what I'm saying? I know what my
Exactly.
limits are, especially with somebody like me. Y'all know, you know what I mean? I
Yeah.
call myself I'm the hood life coach, baby. You know what I'm saying? I be getting it out the mud. I'm the type of person where I know where I gotta go because I'm gonna take it from zero to prison. So before I
Yeah.
even let myself get to that level, I just go ahead and
Yeah.
separate myself all the way. I just go ahead and cut ties
Yes.
with you right there. So I let you be great. If you think that you won,
Yeah.
so what? And I tell people, anybody that's connected to me as well, when you know that I don't deal with somebody, because I let it be known when I don't deal with them, because I'm not one of those people. I'm gonna let you know I don't play with them. I don't play with them.
Yeah.
That's just how that go. So you know not to
Yeah.
ask me about them. Don't ask me about nobody you don't see me with. Don't bring nobody around me that you know that. No, none of
Mm-hmm.
that. And I go right on about
Yeah.
my business because some people, that's how you have to handle. You have to deal with them
Absolutely.
that way.
Yeah.
We got somebody right here. She says, how does she get the hateful spirit out of her heart? And she just want to know how she get the hateful spirit out of her heart. Ashley, what you got? I always go to you first. I'm gonna get Melanie, don't worry
Woo!
about it.
I
Well, so
appreciate you
in
going
order to
first.
understand, I mean, my personal take on this is, before you ask the question, how do you get the hate out of your heart? You have to ask the question, how the hate got there in the first place.
Ooh.
So the where does hate come from? Hate comes from resentment, unforgiveness, bitterness,
Mm-hmm.
strife, discord. It comes from all of those things, and that's why forgiveness, aka releasing, is so
Mm-hmm.
important. That's why not suppressing your emotions and actually allowing yourself to feel them. I'm really effing angry. I'm really, really sad. I am
Mm-hmm.
mourning right now. By suppressing those emotions, they fester. It's literally like getting a horrible wound and then trying to cover it with a band-aid instead of actually cleaning out the wound and allowing it to heal.
Yeah.
You have to be willing to deal with these emotions and then operate in forgiveness and releasing in order for hate not to take root in you in the first place. So I'm going to tell you real quick, that's a process and it's not going to happen overnight. And I'm a big fan of therapy. I'm a big fan. Street has been my coach. So the best investment you can make besides skincare is yourself. Self-development
Mhm.
is get a coach, get a therapist,
Yes.
monitor what you're listening to, watch, like, pay attention to the movies you're watching. Who are you around? Like, good company corrupts good character, or bad
Mm-hmm.
company corrupts good character. Like, you have to
Yes,
clean up
that's true.
your life in order to get rid of all of the things you don't want in it. So I hope
Absolutely.
that
Oh
helped.
yeah, that was really good. That was really good. What you got,
Oh yeah.
Melanie?
Sure. So, like she said, like Ashley said, number one, why is it there? How did it get there? And for me, hate can come out in physical forms as well. Like, you'll do
Yes.
something you regret. Go
Yes.
to the gun range. Go to one of those, like when they dress you up and you can break stuff. You can get
Smash
it out
room.
physically. Yeah, smash room. You can take it out
Yes.
physically. You can go to therapy, and sometimes with therapy, you might not find the right therapist that fits for you the first try. And you don't get discouraged. Don't think it's not going to work. It works, but there are a plethora of forms of therapy outside of talking to somebody that's licensed, whatever. You
Yeah.
can get a coach.
Yes.
You know, write it down. For
Mhm.
me, writing it down and reading it out loud and hearing myself listen to my own emotions and my own thoughts, it helps. It's so many ways, but you ultimately, like she said, it's not easy. It's not going to be an easy journey,
It's not.
but you want to get it out before you do something that you regret.
Mhm.
And that's just coming from experience.
Right. I agree.
Yes.
Because I tell you what,
Yeah.
when you move and you act out of anger, and I promise you, every single time you're gonna either say something that you ain't had no business saying, or do something that
Ain't
you're
that you
gonna
better.
later regret that you even done. And a lot of times too, you know what I'm saying. I think I heard what both my guests said, but I also want you to understand that you holding on to that hate, it does nothing for that person. The only person that's
No.
affected by that is you. The only person that feels the impact, the stress, the anxiety that comes along with holding that hate in your heart is you. So when we speaking about letting things go and releasing people and releasing negative energies and feelings and not hoarding or holding on to things that are toxic to you, it's like drinking poison, holding on to that hate towards somebody and expecting for them to, say die from it. That's not how that works. You know what I mean? You have to let that go and understand that, at the end of the day, a lot of times when people say and do things to you or hurt you in life, they don't worry about that after they done move forward. They've already got their satisfaction. They've already
Yep.
felt everything that they wanted to feel in that moment. If you want, you know what I mean? And I'm not one of those individuals that's big on getting my lick back these days. I'm just not,
Yeah.
y'all. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't care what nobody say, how nobody feel. I don't need my lick back. If anything, you're gonna watch me be great. You're gonna watch
That's
me
a waste of
succeed in life.
energy.
You're gonna watch me be successful. You're gonna watch me accomplish my goals. That's what you're gonna watch when it got something to do with me. I'm not exchanging that type of negative energy. I'm not stooping down to those levels. And then a lot of times too, when you're dealing with those people, man, you can't talk to them. You can't have no decent conversation with them. They're already committed to not hearing you. They're already committed to not processing the things that you're giving to them. And it's amazing because when I first started life coaching Ashley, she used to be one of those people. Ashley just, she's a light-skinned version of me. Understand? We every time we would talk, it would be so funny because our lives are so parallel. A lot of the things that
Yeah.
she would go through and she had experienced, it was so much alike. So it was like, yo, I just been there too. Girl, let me tell you what I had to do when I was in that situation. But and when I hear her talk about certain things right now, even with her being live, because baby, when we started doing life coaching, Ashley was not the type of person to go on live. She wanted to post her videos and she like, Coach, no, I'm good over here in my own little area. I don't want nobody in my box. I don't want to. And now, she's stepping out and she's stepping into that unfamiliar territory and embracing the change. And that's what you have to do. You have to let go of those negative feelings, no matter what they are, and just understand that, you know what, me sitting over here holding on to this ain't gonna hurt nobody but me. This ain't gonna destroy nobody but me. If I want something bigger and I want something better for my life, I gotta step out and I gotta do something different. I gotta let this here
Yes.
go. It ain't gonna hurt nobody but you. She says, how can I
Yes.
overcome my trust issues? Well, first of all,
Child.
yeah, I'm gonna tell you what. One thing about trust issues is, first and foremost, you got to learn how to trust yourself, because
Exactly.
Yes.
until you develop that trust for yourself, you will never be able to fully trust another individual. And a lot of
Yep.
times we don't trust ourselves because of the decisions that we've made in our life. We look at the friends that we chose that betrayed us, that backstabbed us, that let us down. We look at the relationships with the people that we chose that did not love us correctly, that did not respect us. We look at the people that we poured our energy into. And the more that we see the choices that we make, we lose trust for ourselves. Instead of us looking at it this way, it's my life. sink or swim.
Yep.
Good, bad, or indifferent. If I choose
Yes.
something and it don't work out for me, guess what I'm gonna do? Make another choice. That's my divine right.
Yep.
If I choose a relationship
Yep.
and that relationship don't work out for me, I'm gonna choose me another one. But you have to
Mm-hmm.
know that the decisions that you make in your life, they are solely for you. Therefore, you're
Mm-hmm.
deciding what you're going to do in your life. So the first thing I would say is you have to work on learning how to trust yourself. And the way that you do that
Mm-hmm.
is what we were talking about in the beginning of the video with doing a self-evaluation, getting open and getting honest with yourself. Build up your self-esteem and your confidence enough to know that whenever you're making decisions in your life, you're doing it not because you're bitter, not because you're angry, not because you want to make somebody mad or you want to get back at someone. You're doing it solely because that's what you want for your life, and that's what you
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
feel like is best for your life. If folk be getting me with that too, oh, you only doing that because you want to spite me, girl. You ain't never even crossed my mind when I was making that decision.
Right.
But that's another
Right.
live. Go ahead, Ashley. What you got?
Yeah, that is another live.
That's another live right
That
there,
is
girl.
another live, girl. I think you. I mean, Lord, Melanin, you have anything to say? Because Street knocked that one out the
Yeah,
park.
she did. She definitely did. So one thing,
We love you. She
when
said she
you
loved our conversation. We love you. Stay motivated,
we
man.
love you, darling.
Exactly. We
So
love
with
you.
with trust issues, like she said, number one, every decision, everything should start with self.
Yes.
Everything. So if you cannot
Everything.
trust yourself, how do you trust somebody else? But
Mhm.
in the same breath, you have to trust people to be who they are. You
That's
have to
it.
trust that they're going to show you
Yes.
who they are, regardless if you like it or not, regardless if it's a negative entity or not. Trust people to show you who they are, but you have to be able to trust yourself that you're going to make the best decision for yourself moving forward with or without that person. Because how do you allow somebody to treat you a certain way and you won't even treat yourself like that? Don't let nobody treat you how you would treat yourself.
Girl, come
Period.
on.
So if you have trust issue, and I get it, you get hurt over and over and over, but instead of jumping from one to the next, sit down, heal, learn from it.
Yes.
You can learn a few reminders or red flags, or you can learn from it. But until you trust yourself wholeheartedly to take care of yourself emotionally, physically, mentally, you're going to have trust issues. You're going to think everybody's messing you over. That's only
Yes.
because it's coming out. I guess you could say it's kind of like deflecting, that you let them do it. You
Yes.
let them do it. Because don't get me wrong, sometimes it's hard to walk away. But like we said in the previous conversation, if you constantly stay and let people do you a certain way that hurts you, that breaks you down, that depletes your energy, at some point you got to take some accountability. Say,
Right.
I'm letting you do it.
Exactly.
So
You
Yep.
self-sabotaging in that
Yep.
moment.
yeah,
Yep.
you
Well,
got to
and
You
trust
are.
yourself to take care of yourself.
What you
But
said,
that's
mhm.
just
Ashley?
Well, it's going to sound kind of tedious and monotonous, but I feel like we're always moving into big things and asking big questions and we're avoiding small ones. So
Ooh.
the real
mm-hmm.
question is why do we not trust ourselves? And it's because we never keep our word with ourselves. We break all of our promises to ourselves. We break
Woo!
our commitments. We're
That
not
girl be taking
consistent.
notes right there. That girl be taking her notes. You hear me? Let's go, Ashley.
But it's true. It's because, like, we've, on a very small scale, we've taught ourselves
Mm-hmm.
that we cannot be trusted. We've taught ourselves that
Yes.
anytime I make a commitment, I already know I'm going to break it. For example, with me, I've had an eating disorder since I was 9 years old, and I've talked to Street about this, and I'm always saying, well, gee, I want to do this, I'm going to start this program. Girl, I know that before I've even committed to doing the program, I already know I've quit within 7 days.
Right.
Why? Because I built a pattern of quitting. I built a
Mm-hmm.
pattern of only chasing my feelings
Mm-hmm.
rather than investing in my future and in my purpose and in my growth. So
Mm-hmm.
if we have an issue of trust, it starts, like all of us have said, it starts right here But make
Right.
sure that before you're seeking to improve the trust in the big things, that you can be trusted with just the little tiny things. Just little
Mm-hmm.
tiny things. It starts
Right.
there. Starts
Because
there.
one of the things, and and it's is good that you said that as well, because one of the things that you and I always talk about is being consistent, being committed to the commitments. So when you're when people see that you're not committed to certain things and not committed to yourself decisions and things that you're planning for yourself, when they see that you're inconsistent, guess what they're going to be? They're going to be inconsistent with you as well. If they see that you don't know your self-worth, then they're going to treat you like you don't know your self-worth. You have got to be the example for everybody for how to treat you. If they look at you and they know,
Yes.
oh, you don't play about you, then guess what? When they come around you, they're going to tighten up the way that they speak. They're going to tighten up the way that they dress, everything about them. Why? Because she don't play that. You have to be the example of that. Yeah, you might have been able to carry on that way in that young lady life, but if you're trying to be over here with me, oh, baby, you're going to have to grow up. You're going to have to mature. You're going to have to take some responsibility, some accountability. I'm demanding more out of folks that's connected to me. And somebody asked me before, they was like, well, why do you keep saying you're demanding more out of your connections? Because the more that I grow in life, if you still on the same level that I was on last year, then you're not growing. You're not moving. You're not evolving at all. So why would I stay? I'm not
Hello.
staying connected to that. I want to be attached to
Yes.
people that's growing, that's evolving, that's wanting more, bigger and better things in their life. Like, I'm not staying over there with you. You know what I mean? That's not me.
Mm-mm.
So it's all about, you have to be committed, though. You have to be committed. You have to be disciplined. You got to have that same drive from beginning to end. When you come into this journey, man, like we said, it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard because it's going to be something that's brand new to you. If you're not used to working on yourself, if you're not used to being transparent, if you're not used to taking ownership of your life, then guess what? It's going to take some time for you to adjust. It's not about how
Yeah.
many times you mess up that day. Didn't do my routine today, coach. I didn't get my 15 minutes in of walking or activity in today. It's not about that. It's about the fact that you realize you did not do what you were supposed to do. Now get it back together. Get in the game.
Yep.
Get started. And
Yes.
that's all you have to do. Every single day, she says, I love every word that you're saying. You're so wise to be such a. So, girl, I'm 44. I'm about to be 45 years old. I'm not young, though. But thanks. Let me tell you, it's the black. It's the black. The black don't crack. You know what I'm saying? But yes, I'm about to be 45 here soon. Okay. Listen, and I'm loving it. I don't know why
Woo.
when I became so excited to get older, but it just happened. And now I'm just like, you know what? Every single day that I'm able to experience another day is a blessing for me. I just love being here. I love being able to experience new days, to do new things. You know, so I
Mm.
appreciate you. And let me see who else we got on here, y'all, because we still got 500 people on this live, and you hear me? Y'all are y'all are here for the conversation. Somebody say, I love this conversation, man. Thank you. We love you guys. You said you're very young, your
Yeah.
skin is flawless. Thank you so much. All right. So one of the other things I wanted to ask you guys while y'all were on here, right? When you started your self-love journey, what was the toughest part of you getting started? What was the hardest part of you getting started? Yeah, that's, you got to think about that one a little bit. You got to think of, I got them,
Mine
y'all.
was
They
accountability.
processing, they thinking right now. You got to give it. What was the hardest part of you getting started on this journey?
Wait. I think it's an echo.
Uh,
Hold on. Okay.
Can you hear us, Melanie?
Yeah, but it's like real late. I'm gonna get back out and come right back in.
Okay. All right. Ashley,
'Cause
you got your answer
it's messing
together?
up.
yeah. I mean, this one's gonna hurt to say, and it might hurt to
Ooh,
hear. Is
it's growth though. It's growth.
uh, the hardest part about starting my self love journey was, um, how can you love something that you hate? So for me, I hated myself. I hated
Ooh.
myself. And I hated myself. I hated what had happened to me. I hated where my life was going because I had this expectation of who I was supposed to be and what I was going to be doing and who I was going to become. And my life was 180 degrees different. I was failing at everything. And I was so disappointed in myself, and I felt like I disappointed everyone else, and I hated myself. And so, stepping into healing, that was the acknowledgement of how am I supposed to learn to love something that I hate? And that
Yeah.
was terrifying and complicated and scary and confusing. But during that journey, I just realized it's because I had no idea who I was. you know?
Yes.
So
So
I
the
would say, like, without going into a long conversation, that was the scariest, hardest part for me, is because I had no idea how to learn to love something I hated, which was myself.
wow. That oh wow. So in that situation, how did you turn it around?
You know, I think it was that the pain of my life and the perpetual patterns that I was going through and the habitual behavior I had was I was hurting myself so much and on such an extreme level. The way that I was acting out, the abusive relationship I was in, the way that my life was in constant chaos, that
Okay.
I knew that I was not going to hate myself into growth. I was not going to hate myself into life change. I was not going to hate myself into healing. And so I knew that I had to learn to love myself, because at the end of the day, I'm the only one that I'm stuck with for the rest of my life. And
Oh
I didn't want
yes.
to hate myself anymore. I wanted to learn to love myself. I wanted to learn about myself. And it was just a desire, honestly, to discover, like, what would happen if I loved myself? What would happen if I invested in myself? What would happen if I walked into healing? What would happen if I actually figured out who I was? And going way full circle back to the beginning of the conversation, it was the willingness to stay disciplined when I didn't want to be.
Yes. Yes. I can agree. I can agree. That's amazing. And hats off to you, because I tell you what, it is extremely hard to change. You know what I'm saying? It takes dedication. It takes consistently working on yourself. And it definitely requires you to be open and being honest and having those uncomfortable conversations, and not necessarily the uncomfortable conversations with other people. It's that internal dialogue as well, because you're trying to change yourself from that negative thinking to that positive thinking. And it's really weird to me, because it's like we're naturally programmed to go to the negative. We can hate ourselves without even thinking about it. We can just look at the things that we've done throughout our life and say, hey, I hate that about me. I hate that about me. I hate that about me. But if somebody was to come to us and say, hey, tell me some things that you really like about yourself. Tell me some things
Yeah.
that you're really good at. Tell me some things that, I'm saying, that's about you, that you would want other people to know. We will hesitate. We will have to take some time to really process it, because naturally we're just taught to just go for the negative, even when we're doing well. Even when we're doing well, we're
Mm-hmm.
taught to, oh, you better be humble. You better not say you're doing it that good, because if you pat your
Yeah.
own back one too many times, they say you're arrogant. If you start to dress it up a little bit because you're making more money, they say that you're being cocky. You're doing too much. If you say,
Yeah.
hey, I'm the best that ever did it, oh, how dare you say that? Well, even with God on my side and him opening the doors and creating the opportunity, guess what still had to happen? I still had to make a conscious decision to say that that's what I'm going to
Yes.
do. Why? Because we don't serve a wheel breaking God. You have to come to him. You have to be open and honest. So you guys got to learn how to pat your own back, how to salute yourself, how to
Yes.
find good things with your good qualities. Man, let them shine through. Good job, Ashley. I appreciate that. Melanin, it's the same question for you. Number one, I want to know, when you started your journey, what was the hardest part of you starting your self-help journey? And then I want to know, what did you do to correct it? Like, what changes did you make to get it all lined up right? Uh-oh, oh, there you go. There you go.
And
Can you hear us? It's her still might be acting up. We got one person said she had to rid her old behaviors. We have you back, Melanin? Uh-oh. We gonna blame the West Coast for that. Friend out there on the West Coast, we gonna blame the West Coast for that bad internet now. And we got somebody, she says, not being in denial and facing myself in the mirror, acknowledging my flaws. Yo, that's amazing. That is amazing. She says, creating boundaries I can stick to. That's, you know what, and that is the
Yep.
most important part. And some people will think that that's something small, but unapologetically healing, that is really, really big right there. Because whenever you're starting out your self journey, you want to set goals and set things that you are able to accomplish, so that way it can help build your self-esteem and your confidence. Because the more that you look at where you started from to where you are right now, it builds that morale. It encourages you to continue on that path. So that's a really big thing right there. We got somebody else said that being consistent was your struggle. You ain't by yourself, honey. You ain't by yourself. She said, woke up after 15 years. Wait a minute, let me see what we got going on. Okay. We trying to get Melanin back in the game. She been over here trying to
Come
get
on,
in.
girl.
Yeah, it's
There we
my
go.
Wi-Fi is going crazy, so I had to handle that. Sorry.
Okay. All right. Did you hear the
Back.
question already?
Yay.
Yeah, the healing. Wait, what
The
was the
the
most?
the first question was, number one, I want to know what was the hardest part of you starting your self-love journey?
So, mine was accountability
Ooh.
and admitting to myself that I needed a little bit of guidance and everything isn't everybody else's fault. It was accountability for sure. I played the blame game most of my little young adult life, and I had to stop doing that because I'm not perfect. Nobody is. It's not always somebody else's fault. It's my fault too.
Yes.
Especially when it came to, because I'm a veteran.
Hmm.
Um, I do suffer from PTSD, not only from the military, but from other life situations. And that used to get in the way of a lot. And I used to use that as my crutch of why I would act the way I act. And it's like, no, you got to do something about that. So mine was accountability for sure.
Hmm.
And it hurt. It hurt to
Yeah.
look at myself naked in the mirror. It hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
But, like I said, the after effects of it all, I'll do it all over again if I had to.
Word. That's
Amen.
what's up. Well, thank you so
Yeah.
much for your service. I see they put it inside the comments as well. Everybody
Yes.
saying thank you
Thank
for your
you.
service. Yes, for
Oh,
sure.
thank
And
you.
also, you know what I'm saying? I know you said accountability. I'm going to tell you what I think, what mine was, y'all. Me, when I
Mm,
first got started, believe it or not, it was the fact that I had to speak up. As much as I talk and as
Yeah.
passionate as I
mm,
am, as aggressive as I am when I'm saying something, the reason why I stopped talking is because I was always labeled as the angry black woman, because I care about everything. Right? Like I said, I've been a caring person since I've been 11 or 12. I knew that
mm,
the life that I was living, even at a young age, what I was born into, I knew that that wasn't the life for me. And I was already making adult decisions, at 11 and 12 years old as to how I wanted my life to be. So when people cross me or try to speak negatively about me, or to tell me you're going to be just like your daddy, or you're going to be just like your daddy's people, and this is what y'all do or whatever, I would immediately just blow up. I would blow up
mm.
because it hurt. Right? It hurt
Yeah.
to know that, these are adults. You are an adult and I'm a child. And you're speaking this over my life. So for a long time, I really wouldn't say anything because I didn't want to be labeled as angry. I didn't want to be labeled as, oh, she's too aggressive. You know what I mean? Now I embrace those things. Now I say it all the time on my live. And I say that to my people because I want people to understand that you can't use that as a insult to me. You're not gonna make me not talk, not utilize my voice. If you wrong me, I'm gonna say it. If I'm uncomfortable, I'm gonna say it. If I feel disrespected, I'm gonna say it. Girl, I got kicked out of Thanksgiving dinner last year. Them folks, don't worry about it though. My supporters, they sent me to Golden Corral because they know I like Golden Corral. But I got kick slam up out their Thanksgiving dinner, baby. Because guess what? I'm not gonna play nice anymore to get along. You're not gonna disrespect me
Yes.
by inviting somebody that violated me, that took advantage of me at my young age, and did things to me that I know that they wasn't supposed to do. You're not gonna invite me and then think that I'm supposed to sit in their presence and not say anything. See, the old version of me, the broken version of me, I did that. And I was quiet because I didn't want to interrupt the flow. I didn't want to, mess up the family dinner. I didn't want people to feel away. But baby, invite me to something today. Yeah, okay. I'm turning
Yeah.
over tables like Jesus did the temple, baby. Understand that all y'all stuff going on the ground. The turkey is up under the coffee table messing around with me. Don't invite me. Just don't invite me. This year I ain't going though. I ain't gonna even waste my gas going down there messing with them there people. I'm gonna lead them people over there where they at, and I'm just gonna make my own thing. I ain't playing with them because I've never understood that. And so I always struggle with speaking up for myself and holding people accountable. I've always been the individual that'll make an excuse for why a person treated me a certain type of way or done a certain thing. And the reason why I done that is because I experienced so much abandonment, with my dad being in jail, my mom being gone, don't know where she was, my sisters and brothers being in jail for a long time. It was just me. I was always by myself. And even when I wanted people around, it was like they'll be around for just a little bit of time. So I tolerated the disrespect. I tolerated the lying, the cheating, and everything else. I tolerated that stuff because I didn't want them to leave. I didn't want to feel that feeling of loneliness again. But girl, now, child, I listen, I'm my own good company now. I love being by myself. You know what I mean? I spend
Man.
hours over here by myself, reading books, listening to
Yes.
motivational speaking, listening to ministry. And sometimes if I get, if I do start to feel lonely in any type of way, I got so many people on different platforms. I'll go live and I'll sit there and I'll talk to my people, interact with my people. You know what I'm saying? It's a new day now. You know what I mean? So
Right.
that was the turning point for me. It was just I had to get away from that type of thinking. And now I'm just like, you know what? Here we go. But to say how I changed that, y'all, I'm gonna tell y'all my turning point. 2017 is when I changed. All of these years, that's only been about 5 years ago. For 5 years, I was struggling with my identity. I was struggling with accepting myself, trusting myself, utilizing my voice, holding on to people, overstaying my welcome in their life. And 2017, I had it was a real bad part of my relationship. And I said, you know what? I'm moving out. It shocked her. It shocked her. Now, keep in mind, me and my wife have been together for 17 years. But 3 of those years, I was gone. I left. You know what? I'm sick and tired. I'm tired. Like, if there's no change, I gotta go. And I left. And this lady was trying to figure out, where in the world are you going? When I tell you, she did not, because I had stayed through so much and tolerated so much, that she did not believe that I was going to leave her until she was in the car with me and I was going to the light bill place to go turn my lights on. When she sat in there and that lady said, okay, it's going to be X amount of dollars and we're going to send a truck out to set it up this week, her eyes got this big. She was like, wait a minute, you leaving for real?
For real.
Like, could
For
not
real.
believe it. Because I had stayed so long that she got comfortable with the disrespect. She got comfortable moving the way that she was moving. She got comfortable talking crazy, doing crazy things. She got comfortable because in her mind, I'm going to tell you what she told me. In her mind, she cheated on me because she felt like I was too good to be true.
They
I
really said,
never
I got told the same.
It was nothing that if and we're able to talk about it now because we're both growing and we're both healing. But she told me that the reason why she did what she done was because she felt like I was too good to be true.
I heard that too, man.
That's crazy.
Yes.
I thought that was her. I'm like, that don't make no. What?
You know what? I sat there and I was like, what? I was so confused. So I left, and I lived by myself, and in the process of me living by myself, I did a video The video and that moment, I went to sleep after I did the video. I was mad. I'm yelling, I'm screaming, I'm cussing, I'm going all off in the video frame. I'm telling you, I've showed out bad on this video, right?
Man.
I didn't upload the video. I'm on Facebook Live. I wake up the next day, the video is at 6 million overnight.
Dang.
July of 2017. And every day from that day, everybody is like, drop another video, give us another video, give us another video. So when someone, one of you made the comment that you had to turn your pain into purpose, that's exactly what
Yeah.
happened to me. That's exactly what I
Yeah.
experienced. So when that moment, it was, they didn't look at it, oh yeah, you know, she getting lied to, she getting cheated on, she getting this. All they could hear in that was, do you hear her saying that she left? She's gone. She's working on herself. Like, it was so crazy because it was like so many, I was cussing like a sailor. It was so many
Yeah.
church people on that live, like, you know what? You're going to do so many wonderful things. You're going to be this, you're going to be that. And it was like, the more that I post, the more that people was pouring positivity in. People kept requesting, which then meant I got to go read these books. Now I got to go listen to
Right.
motivational speaking. Now I got to go listen to ministry. And that kept me going. It kept me going. And that's why when people like, you always on live, you always on social media, because that was my turning point. That was my
Yes.
fuel. These are the people that encourage me and help me get out of a dark spot. So when I come on videos and you feel that love, you feel that passion, and when they see me, they receive that energy, it's because I lived through the things that I'm telling you about. This ain't
Yes.
something that you can get
Yes.
from a book. This ain't something that
Right.
they can teach you over there in the school. No, I lived through this. I had to
Right.
experience this, you know, and it's nothing, friend. You say y'all say y'all been through that as well. It's nothing hurtful than having a person that you love sit in your face and tell you, I cheated on you. Not because you cheated, not because you lied, not because you can't communicate, not because of
Yeah.
none of that. It's because you do all of that too well. She
Yeah.
told me,
And
she
they
said,
feel like
she said her
it
exact
was.
words. She said, I felt like you too good to be true. And the fact that you know how to talk, it makes me feel like I have to question the things that you saying, because who thinks like that?
Yep.
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 Yep. Listen, it's like I'm gonna get you first before you get me. I'm gonna hurt you
Yep.
before you get a
Yep.
chance to
And that's
hurt me.
what she said.
That's
She
my,
Yes.
said,
It's
I'm
like,
not going to let you have one up on me.
yep.
that's my life.
Ah, wow, that's
Um,
crazy.
the reason
Yeah.
why I requested to come in because I made a quote. I'm a writer and I'm an
Uh-huh.
artist. Okay, and I wrote this quote, and I was thinking about all the things that I've been through because I've been through some things too with the
Mm-hmm.
disrespect. And here's the thing: just like bullets don't have a name or an expiration date, neither does disrespect. Disrespect does not have an expiration date. Period.
Mm-hmm.
Period. And I had to learn that because I love so hard and so freely. I started writing poetry as a teenager because I started feeling some type of way about people coming into my life and just breaking my heart. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm a good girl. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? When
Right.
I give abundance, I give freely and from my heart.
Mm-hmm.
They don't make them like us no more. I'm about
Right.
to be 58 in November, honey. They don't make them like us no more. And
The
I,
OGs in the game.
okay, I got
Mm-hmm.
PTSD too, and they don't make them like us no more. So
Right.
I wanna, I hope y'all don't mind. I wanna, recite the piece that I wrote when I was 13.
That's
And
fine. Can you turn your camera on, friend? We can't see you.
okay, hold on, I'm trying to turn it on now. I don't know how to work this because I never did this
Oh
before.
yeah, you
Okay,
you. I'm gonna tell you what. You came to the right place, baby. I love me some good old spoken word. I can do that all day. Go ahead and
Mm-hmm.
give me some. Go ahead, give us some. Give us a little bit of that.
okay, this piece is called "You Can't Open My Heart." You
Okay.
can't open my heart no matter how you try. If I let you in, I might break down and cry. You can't hurt me or anyone else. You shall suffer and die by yourself. You can't open my heart without the golden key. Since you can't open my heart, just let it be. That's that.
Okay. Well, you know what? Yeah, you was kind of angry when you wrote that one. That's for sure.
Yeah, I really was.
But it's
I wrote
nice.
out 13, and you know what led up to it?
What's that?
Um, Someone gave me Maya Angelou's book, I Know Why Caves Birds Sing,
I love
for
it.
my
I love that book.
13th.
Mm-hmm.
I released my poetry book, my first book, on Amazon earlier this year, The
Okay.
Metamorphosis of New York. And that piece is in the book. And
Wow. Okay. Well,
that's,
congratulations
Love
on your
it.
book.
yeah, that's why I did what I did. Because I got tired of people hurting me.
Right.
And I give so much.
Mm-hmm.
And I've always heard, like, yo, you really too good to be true. The couple of relationships that I did have, they
Mm-hmm.
always cheated on me. I have 4 grown children. My oldest is 28 and my youngest is 20. And I'm a
Mm-hmm.
grandma too with my eldest.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And I
Right.
got
Right.
like, look, let me tell you, I went through the celibacy one time, 5 years, ended up with a functional crackhead. Okay?
Oh,
Let's
jeez.
go. Let's go. Let's go. Okay? I was celibate for 9 years the second time and ended up with a narcissist. Okay?
Okay.
And let me put the icing on the cake for you.
Okay, friend.
Let me tell you why he broke it off with me.
What's that?
I found out I had uterine fibroids and I was not able to have sex anymore. So we had a situationship because it really wasn't a relationship. I dated this man when I was younger, many years ago. So
Mm-hmm.
we had a relationship from March to August. And I found out the year before that I had uterine fibroids. And because I could no longer give to him sexually, he broke it off with me, got upset, went on Facebook Live, running all my business, the whole
Oh,
kid
wow.
and I was like, you know what? I'm done.
Yeah. And yeah, that was probably the best thing that you could have ever done was to walk away from that situation. And somebody in the comments said you wrote that piece when you were 13. That's deep for
Yeah,
a 13-year-old. That
yeah.
really and truly is. You see what I said? I was like, wow, you definitely was angry in that moment. But I am interested in purchasing your book because I do believe in supporting other women, you know what I'm saying, other women, especially when that's putting out good content. So yes, inbox it to me so that I'll be able to grab one of those as well because I definitely believe in supporting people that support me, that pour into me. I like to reciprocate that energy, you know what I'm saying, back to you guys as well. So congratulations on your book. I'm glad to know that you're in a much better place right now. And I tell you what, that is something else too. But that was a lot of 9 years of celibacy and then still pick somebody else during the time that you were celibate. And like I said, this is open conversation. You can choose not to answer if you don't want. But during the time that you were celibate, what other things were you doing? Were you talking to a therapist? Did you have a life coach? Were you know what I'm saying,
I,
doing anything like that?
I was still writing poetry. I've been writing poetry for the past 34 years.
But no, what I'm saying is, what
Poetry
type
and
of
music has been my safety.
well, see, yeah,
Poetry and
that's
music
what
is my
okay,
safety.
friend, what I'm saying is this right here. After 9 years of being by yourself, not being touched or nothing, and you picked a functional crackhead after another
No,
couple of years.
the first time was 5 years. The
Okay, the
first time was
first time.
5 years when I got married. Yeah, the second time, that was the narcissist dude that broke up because of yeah.
Okay, so what I'm saying,
Good.
okay, listen, this is what I'm saying to you though. It's
Mm-hmm.
a problem with it's a problem number one with the pickings, right?
Definitely.
It's he who finds a wife finds a good thing. See, now you got
Amen.
to get to it. Now what we got to do is, I understand that you're using poetry to be able to express yourself, but you also need to get you a life coach or a therapist, somebody that can work with you to kind of, what I'm saying, work out the kinks in your decision making and certain things that you're doing. Because baby, at this rate right here, we can't keep picking the wrong folk. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
yeah,
You
I'm
have to
done.
get you. You
Yeah.
have to have somebody else that's going to be there, that's going to be, you know what I'm saying, kind of help things along the way, just so that you can get on the right path. Because, honey, I tell you what, before I go and pick a functioning crackhead or anybody else that's going to come in my life and cause me any type of drama, any type of chaos, any type of dysfunctionalness in any type of way, shape, or form, y'all going to have to meet me down there. I'm about to go to the doctor's office. I'm going to tell you that. That's where I'm at. Doc, you're going to
And
have to let me know, because, see, that ain't going to work for me.
I'm gonna tell you something, and I'm still in therapy. I
Mm-hmm.
take meds and all that. And here's my thing. I'm content
Fire
with
him. Get
being.
you a new one.
There was an issue. There was an issue where I always thought, you know what? Maybe I'm not meant to be alone. So I would stay celibate for a while, take a break, and then jump back in again. After I took the break, thinking, okay, maybe it's me. Maybe
Yeah,
it's
that's what I'm
me.
telling you. Well, see,
You know,
that's what I'm trying to tell you right now.
I took the break in between that time.
But what I'm telling you right now is you are the problem. That's
Right.
what
When
I
I get
that,
back
that
into it, I realized, okay, you know what? But you know what I realized every single time that I went away, I was accepting that maybe it's not meant for me. Because not everybody is meant for a relationship. And that doesn't
correct.
mean that it's a bad thing. You
Right.
understand? But the
Right.
type of woman that I am, as independent as I am, as self sufficient as I am, they ain't ready for me. They ain't ready
Okay,
for me.
well, with that being said, again, that's why I said that there's a very strong possibility that you can be the problem. Right?
Right.
Because number one, if you went 5 years without being with anybody and your life was okay and you was living your life and you was happy and joyful and whatnot, yeah, I don't see me going back over there messing with them kind of folk at all. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Once I experience a certain level of happiness without you, or you can cancel Christmas because I ain't coming back to no drama. I can tell you that right now. You ain't got to worry about that from me, baby. The worst thing that you can do for a person like me is let me experience life without you. When I experience life without you and I see the level of peace, the level of sanity and happiness that I have, oh, you ain't got to worry about me treading over there no more. Not at all. Ain't nothing. Boy, I'm telling you what, Jesus got to come down and slap me on the back of my neck with his sandal himself. If you think that I'm about to come back over there and mess with you, because it won't happen. That's the thing. And sometimes, sometimes we be so eager. Let's just be real about it, because we all women. Sometimes we
I
be so eager to be in a relationship and to
yeah,
have somebody and to,
yeah.
to have that company, that person, that we
And
will
that
start to settle for anything.
and that was what the issue was. And then when
Well,
I got
friend,
into that
wait a minute.
phase,
You know what, friend? I'm about to take you off my live and I'm about to tell Josh to send you my website. Go ahead and book your session. I got you. Don't worry about it. Tell your therapist she can thank me later. Because if everything I'm telling you is what you already needed to know, then somebody owe me some compensation. Is that the right word, Ashley? Because you know
and
I
I
mess up a word.
watched
It
you
is
for
compensation, right? Because you know I mess up a word.
I've been watching you.
Look, hey, look, Ashley down at the bottom, like, man, leave it to this one. Leave. Boy, can't take your coach nowhere, baby, because I shows out nowhere, no matter where I go, baby. But yeah, I'm due for
Gots
some
to.
compensation. I'm telling you. But friend, we glad that you look at Melanin. Melanin, like, Lord,
Righteous. You right.
friend, we gonna get that book though. We gonna purchase your book. You make sure you send it to me and in my DM. We definitely gonna show you some love and support. We appreciate you coming on to share with us. You enjoy the rest of your day,
I
okay?
love you guys.
We
All
love
of
you
us, so
too.
keep it going, sis. Keep it going.
Most definitely. Hold on, let me see what we got to do here. Hold on, y'all. Boy, y'all know we shows out on this live, honey. Y'all, we done been, y'all, it's time for us to get off of here now. We done been on here, y'all. Man, listen, it is Wise Word Wednesday. I got my girls, Ashley, over here, man. She's also on this platform. She's a life coach as well. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you guys go and follow and support her platform, man. You know what I'm saying? We've been rocking out since the beginning of the year. And you know what I'm saying? Y'all know I don't rock with everybody. So when you see them with me, then you already know that they are some good people. I got my girl Melanin here, man. You know what I'm saying? I started following her like at the beginning of the year as well. She is a top notch spoken word artist. I'm telling you, when I first came to
Yes.
TikTok, that was one of the things that I seen from her, and immediately I shared one of her videos on my page because I love spoken word. You know what I mean? Street poet. Hence, I love poetry. You know what I mean? So when I hear somebody deliver something that was so meaningful, so passionate, I fell in love with her then. And then, like, you know what I'm saying, just to watch her page, to see the information that she puts out. And you got to be careful now, because I'm gonna tell you, y'all think I read? Oh, she will deliver a read for you that'll make you go ahead and delete your video. Take the video
And
on down. She
I'm
come,
working
man,
on me. Okay. I'm
friend.
working on me.
Friend, you know you be working them people sometime. And then y'all,
Man.
she gets the receipts. She go back and dig for the information, come back to show you why you was wrong and why you should have never posted this to begin. Hey, so like I said, y'all make sure y'all go. I'm telling you, I am so picky about people that I actually, you know what I'm saying, I share my platform with, and that I bring to my people, because anybody that knows me also know that, you know, I'm a firm believer in not just me, but I be wanting to bless people that are connected to me as well. You know, that's through live videos, that's through any content that I have on any platform. So it was most definitely an honor to have you guys here, y'all. We've been rocking out with y'all now for almost 2 hours. And y'all know that is so different for me, because I
Yeah.
normally I'm on my hour and I'm up out of here. So, you know, it
Yep.
had to be some
No.
and so, you know, it had to be some really good conversation that was going on right here. I'm gonna slide through the comments real quick. Let me see. Make sure y'all good. See if y'all have anything. She said, please post this in the Patreon. Yes, guys, this video will be downloaded from here and uploaded into my Patreon. So if you came in late, you didn't get all the information, man, and see all this powerful feedback that I got from these ladies, man. Not just so powerful, but also transparent. They were extremely transparent, came through, shared their stories, things that they have experienced with over 500-600 of y'all. You know what I'm saying? So when I tell you that you can come back from anything, when I tell you that, you know what I'm saying, this works, don't ever let anybody make you feel as though you got to walk around and you by yourself. The reason why I wanted to start doing this is because I want people to see that you are not alone in this fight. You're not by yourself. We have all experienced some type of hardship, some type of pain in our life before. And I feel as though if we continue to work together, if we continue to support each other on each other's platform, we will eventually create a safe place for people to come and really let go and release. And not just, you know what I'm saying, not just release, but also grow. You know, teaching different techniques, different perspectives, you know what I'm saying, putting it out there. So I just want to tell you guys, for every single person that has been holding on for these 2 hours with us on this live, engaging through, you know what I'm saying, sending us gifts, that's been engaging like in the comments. We love y'all. Thank you guys so much. Let me see what we got over here. She said, y'all laid out a beautiful platform of encouragement, and I hope a lot of people love this. Thank you so much. Thank you. And it wasn't even planned, y'all. Like I told y'all, it wasn't even planned.
No.
It
Quick
was straight
message.
like,
Can you be there or not? Yeah, I can. All right, cool.
exactly.
Yeah, she called me out on the live before.
That's it. All I did,
She
I
called
told
me out.
Ashley,
She's like, 20 minutes.
that's it. I was on live. I say, Ashley, we going live at 1 o'clock, 1:15. Are you gonna be ready? Next thing you know, she said yes. But if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. I hit Melanie up. I said, hey, I'm going live. I want you to join me. She said, hey, I'm out in the West Coast. Our time is different. You know, it's only 9 something here. And I said, hey, I'm going live. She said, I'll be there. And you see where we at. You know what I mean? So, hey, we right here to support you guys. We right here to pour into you guys. All of that good stuff, man. If you need a life coach, you know what I'm saying? Y'all know I do it Monday, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays of every week. Like I said, my friend Ashley, she's also a life coach. So, you know, if you want to book her, make sure you go to her platform to do that as well. Melanin has books that she have out. Don't think I ain't know you had books, friend, because I know.
I have books. I have a blog, but I don't have books.
No, I was on your page. I thought you said you had a book. It's a blog or a book?
No, I have a blog. Let me tell y'all now.
That's what I'm finna say. Tell them where to go get it at.
I don't know what y'all into, but I write erotic short stories. So
yes, but it's not.
But it's the link. Yeah, the link. I must say I can get down with the wordplay, but the link is in the bio.
Yes.
I'm working on a book, but I support anybody that, especially, Black female authors, of course. Any Black woman, I got you. I support that. I have a show in Chicago, October 14th, spoken word, live. But I'm working on a book. But thank you. We're going to speak that into existence.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely.
But I'm
See, now you got to get one. Now you got to get one because I didn't put it out there.
Absolutely.
But make sure, so is the blog link on in your bio?
Yeah, on TikTok.
Right. So you guys make sure y'all get over there and hit that link that's in her bio so you can go check out her blogs, man. When I tell you her poetry is dope, it is dope. It's dope.
Thank you.
And trust me when I tell you, I am picky about poetry. I traveled with the Charlotte Slam team. I traveled with the Atlanta Slam team. So I've done poetry and poetry slams for years. So a lot of times when you guys are like, why she sound like she rapping? It's because I'm a poet at heart. My delivery is just, that's what I do, So when I tell you, she make me want to just throw all of my stuff out, man, listen. Please, go click the link. Go click her link, y'all. I promise you, you won't be let down. And y'all already know how I feel about Ashley, man. I think I talk about Ashley in almost every video. Every video since she been back. She kind of took a break from me for a while, but she back now. So, man, got to make sure we love her down and make sure that, I'm saying, that she always understand that we are here for her over here on this platform, right? That's what we do. With that being said, y'all know how I leave out every single video, every single day that you wake up. You put 10 toes to the ground, sweat yourself, tell yourself how beautiful you are and how much you love you, because it's no love like self-love. And you first have got to love yourself way before you're able to love anybody else. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. It is your favorite online motivational speaker, your favorite online personality. It's your girl, Street Poet. I will see you guys probably tomorrow at 11 a.m. But if not, y'all will see me back one day this week at 11 a.m. But it is Wise Word Wednesday with your girls, man. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and you enjoy the rest of your day.
Love you guys. Bye.